from there, we'll get into the Night of Champions predictions. Well, not really a prediction, but the kickoff show, which they announced, I'm very glad they don't have Adam Rose and the Bunny versus frickin' Titus O'Neil and Slater Gator or whatever. I'm glad that was not announced at the pre-show, or Jack Swagger and Bo Dallas. But we have Christian returning to host the Peep Show with Chris Jericho. Even though Jericho is already in a match on the show, we're having Jericho in this Peep Show segment with Christian to kick off the kickoff show, whatever. What do you think the purpose of this serves? What is it?
Maybe just to hype up him and Orton. Because Orton and Christian have had their feuds in the past. So
they have as well, yeah.
Maybe it comes out when RKO is Christian or something.
And Christian and Jericho have history, too.
Yeah, so maybe something like that.
Yeah, like you said, the feud is rushed, so maybe this segment will kind of add a little something to it before they have a match later on in the night.
They just rushed that feud way too fast.
They have, and I think it had potential, too, because, I don't know, maybe it might have been, not 4 years ago today, but it was around this time 4 years ago that he punted him in the head, and they have mentioned that a few times, like here and there, like that wrote Jericho off TV for a while. But they should touch upon that more, maybe in like the video package, which they never do. Like another thing to kind of go back to this NXT, their video packages for Takeover, they show the history between Bayley and Charlotte from a year ago. They acknowledge that kind of stuff. WWE doesn't acknowledge anything they did like a week ago. You know what I mean? Like a month ago. They don't acknowledge anything, but I digress. So what do you think about the pre-show? Any thoughts on it?
Just another pre-show.
Just going to add to the Jericho-Orton matchup on the show? Pretty much, that's what I thought, too. I think there's a very, very little chance, like this much of a chance. You can't really see it. RJ can see it, obviously. But very, very small chance of it actually leading to like a Christian and Jericho versus a Kane and Orton match because Jericho faced
Kane.
No,
it's official. The person I hate the most.
He's won 3 matches this year.
It's Corporate Kane and Adam Rose.
Adam Rose, you're not Rose.
I hate Adam Rose, but I hate Corporate Kane even more.
Yeah. So that's the pre-show for Night of Champions. Kicking off the show. There's really no order. We're just going down the line here. United States Championship matchup: Sheamus and Cesaro. Who do you got? Cesaro. I think they had this matchup at Payback too. I think the match itself has a lot of potential to be great. And I think they have a lot of great chemistry, too. The feud has been well built. It's been solid for a mid-card feud. But I think it's time you give the belt to Cesaro.
Yeah.
I had some hope when they gave it to Sheamus. But after that, they really killed it.
They haven't done terrible booking for Sheamus.
He wasn't on TV for like a solid 3 weeks.
Exactly. So you got to give it to Cesaro. He has to get something out of this whole undo the John Memorial thing.
Were we talking about it before the show or on the show about the Memorial Battle Royal and how they completely wasted Cesaro since then? Yeah. So, I think giving him the title back on the show against Sheamus is probably the best booking decision. So, 2 for 2 here. Cesaro, new United States champion. Next up, for the WWE Tag Team titles, the Usos defending against Stardust and Goldust. Not exactly RJ's favorite team, but nevertheless, your prediction for this contest.
This is actually one of the harder ones I have to think about.
It could go either way. Like, a lot of these matches on the show could go either way.
I'm going to say Stardust and Goldust.
You think so?
Yep.
New WWE Tag Team Champions? I'm going to go with the Usos here, because like we said before, I think the Ascension's going to be promoted to the main roster and go after the Usos for the Tag Team titles. I could definitely see Goldust and Stardust winning here, especially given how much they've lost during the course of this year. They've lost a lot of matches. So I could see that leading to a Tag Team title change here, putting the Usos in chase mode. But then again, I thought the Wyatt family would win at Money in the Bank, and they didn't. Or at Battleground, and they didn't.
I thought they were too, but
yeah. So
I don't know. I feel like Ascension won't get pushed right to Tag Team Championship contending right away.
True. So maybe they switch the titles and maybe give them back to the Usos.
Or they could just have the 2 heel teams fight each other. They've had the Rhodes Brothers fight Usos at the start off.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah. So you guys Stardust and Goldust?
Yeah. I hate them. I don't know. Something has to come out of this
feud
gimmick.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to Goldust. I know he was supposed to be leaving soon, but I guess he signed an extension or something because he's still here after SummerSlam. I guess
I hate Stardust.
Cody Rhodes. Our booked out feud between Cody and Goldust didn't pan out pretty well. I remember when we booked that, and after we left campus, that's when he went to Stardust. Oh my God, I hate this. Cody is so much over as himself.
So much over. It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
That one up,
we can go on a rant about that for like an hour about why
he's Stardust. It's just so stupid.
It is a dumb gimmick, especially when his brother is already doing the same thing. And after Goldust leaves,
it just doesn't make any sense because he's already over. It's not like he was like Michael McGillicuddy.
Exactly. It's not like they're trying something new. Exactly. He was already over as himself when he had that great match against Orton about a year ago. I remember on Raw. Ridiculous. But you've got new tag team champions
Yeah.
here. I got the Usos. We'll have to wait and see which one of us will be proven wrong there. Up next for the Intercontinental Championship, Dolph Ziggler defending the title against The Miz in a SummerSlam rematch. Who do you got? Ziggler? I don't think they should take the title off Ziggler this soon. I mean, it's only been a month. Well, then again, they took the title off The Miz. But they probably realized that Ziggler was a better fit for the IC title. The whole R. Ziggler and the Damian Mizdow crap.
Stupid.
It is very dumb, and I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. But that being said, I would hope that, I mean, it's probably one of the better feuds that we've gotten over the IC title in quite some time because there's an actual feud over the IC title. Granted, the focus isn't on the title, but there's a feud at least, you know what I mean? So I got Ziggler here too. Ziggler and Miz usually have good matches, so hopefully it will be a great match from Miz and Ziggler to at Night of Champions, whether it kicks off the show or not. Divas Championship up next. Paige defending the title against AJ Lee and Nikki Bella, not Brie Bella, in a triple threat contest. This is a matchup that I could see any one of these women coming out victorious. Who do you got?
AJ.
AJ? Really? I would put her third on my list of people who you think is going to win. You really got AJ? I think Nikki Bella is going to go over here to continue the feud with her and Brie. She'll get involved somehow, but I think Nikki wins the belt here. Not saying I want to see it happen. I think Paige should have a longer reign with the title. But I see Nikki going over here to continue the feud with Brie over the championship.
But why wouldn't Paige get a rematch then?
They've done that in the past. They only do rematches when it's convenient. You know what I mean? I think they should give her a rematch. I think AJ at least they could do an AJ Nikki feud. You know what I mean? I think the Paige AJ stuff, it was very good at first, but the whole lesbian teases, the problem with it is, and I mean it's entertaining for us male viewers and stuff, but you know that given that it's a PG product that they're not going to go all the way with it. So
the thing is, I could see this you saying Nikki Bella because I feel like Paige and AJ can fight without the title.
Yeah.
They're good enough that they don't need the title to really be in the picture. But I just feel like AJ's so over right now that she deserves the championship.
She is, yeah. I think they never really take any consideration into the fact, and last night was a perfect example when they gave all 4 women entrances, or I guess with the exception of Paige. Brie Bella comes out, and I mean, Brie Bella, she's gotten herself over, but AJ comes out, gets 3 times the reaction that Brie does. It really goes to show how over she is, and hopefully they can build on towards a Stephanie AJ feud, which they did tease a couple of weeks ago, which I think could be great. What?
Hi, boss lady.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
They had a segment about a year ago, too, where she called her boss lady, and I think that could be a great feud. If they could make the most out of a Brie and Stephanie feud, one can only imagine how good of a feud Stephanie and AJ could have if they treated it properly. Like, I thought a Paige AJ feud could be great, but they botched it.
I think the feud's been good. The match has been good. That's all I really care about.
It could be worse, but I mean, the direction with the whole not crazy teaming one week, teaming against each other the next week is what confuses me. It could be better handled, and it could be worse, so I'll say that much. But anyway, who do you got going on?
I said AJ.
AJ? So new Divas champion out of the way.
Nikki Bella will win. I think they'll just have Nikki Bella get screwed by Brie.
And then continue the feud, not over the championship?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
They don't need a championship. They don't need anything for that feud.
No, they don't.
Because what would be the significance if they fought and Brie Bella won the championship?
It wouldn't, because the title wasn't.
Because then who would she fight then? No one. Because no one cares.
Cameron?
Exactly. Speaking of Cameron, I feel like if they keep like these lower end Diva feuds going far, they could have a decent tag team match at Survivor Series. They keep it going.
Well, for the Divas?
Just the Divas, Team AJ against Team Paige, and they could have Brie Bella.
Yeah.
On AJ, they could have Naomi, maybe Bailey. Bring up some extra.
Bailey,
I think they should they think pre-show and first match they should bring up NXT matches more.
I like
that. Just
showcase NXT on
exactly.
Raw. I thought they were gonna do that last night. No such luck, and they called in Sami Zayn, Neville, and Breeze to work the next couple of tapings, Raw and SmackDown. So maybe it's dark matches. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, I really want to see more of that. But what were we getting here? Oh, the Survivor Series thing.
Yeah, they could definitely do that with the Divas they have right now. Natalya be on Summer Rae and her.
Yeah, exactly.
They have enough on little small enough feuds that they could make a decent match for Survivor Series.
They just can't do lazy booking. That's all. I mean, the lazy booking in that the Total Divas versus True Divas. That was so
AJ's
dumb.
not. I wish AJ was on Total Divas, but yeah.
Really? Imagine if AJ ended up accepting the invitation, because I know she was offered a spot on that show, but she turned it down, and that's where the whole pipe bombshell came from about a year ago. But imagine if she was still on it, or she was on it from day one, okay? And this whole thing with CM Punk went down, and he was on John Cena's on the show all the time.
They probably wouldn't show him though.
What you think if AJ was on the show? They wouldn't acknowledge their relationship. Really? You think so?
Too much.
CM Punk's that kind of person. I don't think he would want him to be on the show anyway.
Too many bad terms. They would not want him on the show.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is that with AJ, if she started off the show like last summer.
They started off, I think they already acknowledge that.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
If she started joining now, no chance in hell they'd do that.
No, they wouldn't acknowledge it now. But I'm saying like if she was there from the start, like from season 1, and this whole.
How
thing
long have they
Punk,
been dating for, anyways? They got married, but
yeah, they got married in June. They really weren't dating for much longer. Because when I heard the rumor that AJ and Punk were going out,
she was like making out with Cena and Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Exactly. Still. And CM Punk I thought was still with Lita because I know they were a couple at one point too. I think it's been about a year. I want to say it's been about since October or November.
Smarter than him though. Put it really on that.
yeah.
But,
he's living the
I don't know. I feel like
retirement.
that's just so weird though. Like she was like making out Daniel Bryan. He's still dating Brie Bella, but
yeah.
I guess it's business. I guess I don't know.
It's business. It's whatever's best for business.
So I guess.
Exactly.
So AJ, I got AJ. So.
You got AJ. I got Nikki Bella. Either way, new Divas champion being crowned for our predictions anyway. Up next, RJ's favorite match on the show: Rusev versus Mark Henry. Who you got going over here?
Rusev.
Rusev, yeah. I don't think that was another reason why I think they could have main evented Raw is if they wanted to snap the streak of Rusev, but to Mark Henry it really makes no sense. So Rusev goes over here after what should be a dud of a matchup.
Yeah.
So I got Rusev there. Up next, Jericho versus Randy Orton. Your thoughts?
Rushed feud. I've been saying it all night. Rushed feud.
Jericho's on his way out too, for what it's worth.
So I'd say Orton.
Orton? Yeah, I think it's easy.
I feel like the match. There's no real winner because Jericho's leaving, and then Orton just fighting a bad feud because there's no other babyface for him to wrestle right now.
Yeah, he hasn't won a pay-per-view match since what? Elimination Chamber, because he lost to Mania. He lost the title at Mania, lost to the Shield at Extreme Rules, lost to the Shield again at Payback, lost the title match, Money in the Bank, lost the title match at Battleground, lost to Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. So they definitely have to fix him with a win here.
I just feel like he's another guy that's kind of just treading water right now.
Yeah.
He's another heel treading water because they have no faces. That's another thing. They have no faces.
That's exactly. I don't think they. It's not like Orton's stale. Let's turn him babyface. That's not it at all. Because I think he works better as a heel.
But there's just nothing for him to do.
He just needs a solid. He just needs a solid babyface.
Like they kind of rushed him and Roman Reigns a lot too.
Wait, Orton and Reigns? That feud? They did. I think they could have naturally built up. It was there. The build was there between Triple H and Roman Reigns, and then they went with Orton and Reigns instead. And now it doesn't even look like they're doing Triple H and Roman at all. They might at Survivor Series. You never know. I hope they do. But I'm glad they're not giving it away on this show because that would have been too.
They're to give away Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, I'm pissed about. But
yeah, we've got to talk about that. We'll get to that in a minute. But who do you got going over here, Jericho or Orton? Orton. I got Orton as well. Up next, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns match that we just saw for free on Raw. Clean finish. Roman Reigns goes over. What's the point of having this match now on pay-per-view? Either way, what's your prediction?
Reigns. There's no reason for Rollins to win.
I honestly don't get it. Unless
he loses, unless Kane gets involved, there's no chance. It has to be involved. Reigns will never lose clean.
Nope.
And I just don't get the booking at all.
No.
If anything, have him win dirty on Monday Night Raw, then beat him clean on. This is stupid. If anything, even if they're gonna repeat it, if Kane came out and beat on Monday, maybe Reigns gets over on Kane at Night of Champions and beats him. But the clean booking just made no sense at all.
And it was a good matchup too. It was a first ever matchup between two. This is the thing too. This should have been hyped up more than it was. It wasn't even like it was hyped out a week out and then they delivered it. They just gave it away for free on Raw with very little hype. It's a match between two former members of one of the biggest factions in the last 10 years, and they gave it away for free on Raw with a clean finish. What kind of booking is that? There's really no upside to that whatsoever. Now, the matchup in Night of Champions should be good, but like I said before, there's really no reason to care. And I also have Roman Reigns going over here, whether it be clean, dirty, whatever. I don't know if Ambrose gets involved, and that sets up that. He'll probably come back on Raw on Monday to set up, the return for Monday. I don't see them giving away the finish here or giving away the return of Dean Ambrose here. But you've got Roman Reigns. I've got Roman Reigns as well. Time for the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena 3 with the title on the line. What are your thoughts?
Should just feel be more like their Extreme Rules match. Obviously, it won't be like the SummerSlam. It'll be more back and forth. But I have Lesnar winning. I'm
surprised they didn't make it a no DQ match.
They should have, but
they should have. Maybe they've done that in the past. They've added a no DQ stipulation to big matches on the pre-show before, so they could do that on Sunday. But we'll have to wait and see. But either way, I'm looking forward to this matchup. I'm intrigued and to see how they handle it. Because like you said before, it's not going to be a squash match. It can't be the same match we saw at SummerSlam, which I thought was very refreshing. But it has to be more of a wrestling matchup in order to engage viewers and give Cena fans a reason to believe that he could win here.
Could you see them maybe ending it not even in a finish? Maybe Cena gets still an injury angle?
Yes.
And that maybe Lesnar just kicks his ass so bad again that he just injures him and it's done?
Interesting that you mentioned that. I thought you were going to say that Cena gets like the better of Lesnar but gets himself DQ'd or something, because I've heard some people say that and build into a Hell in a Cell match. But like I said before, I really don't want to see another matchup between these two at Hell in a Cell. I want to see this feud end here, because I think they built it up right after Battleground, going in and out of Champions.
They don't need any more Cena and Lesnar.
They've really milked it out as much as they possibly could. I don't know.
As long as they milked up the Bray Wyatt and Cena.
Yeah, exactly. We were like, oh, please don't do it again at Payback, and they did it again at Payback. So, and it's not even like they need a third rubber match. This is the rubber match. I mean, not counting the matches from like 03, 04. Or I think it was Backlash 03. But we had John Cena go over at Extreme Rules, which they acknowledged on TV.
Which is so stupid, but we're not going to get on that. It's another rant for another day.
2 years later still makes no sense. Brock Lesnar goes over at SummerSlam. Essentially, this is the tiebreaker. This is the rubber match.
But the thing is, the first two matches pretty much were squash matches for Lesnar. The first match, Extreme Rules, Cena only got 2 moves in.
Exactly.
Hit him with the chain, FU, wins the match.
Yep.
So both matches were squash matches. So I'm intrigued to see how they build this match.
Exactly.
Because Cena's looked so poor in this feud. He beat him at Extreme Rules, which shouldn't have happened. Got his ass kicked at SummerSlam, which he should have happened. Should have ended at Extreme Rules.
That should have happened at Extreme Rules.
So exactly. They're gonna have Cena like more back and forth. Like I don't know. Like they can't really sell that because he's got his ass kicked twice already. So.
Exactly, and it would make Lesnar. I don't want to say make him look weak, but to have Cena kick Lesnar's ass on the show would make him seem not as dominant. You know what I mean? So it's really a lose-lose situation. But either way, yeah, I'm also intrigued to see how they handle this. But you've got Brock Lesnar. I've got Brock Lesnar as well. The only thing that makes sense with Seth Rollins is that if Seth Rollins lose on Monday, lose in Night of Champions, Cena wins here. They have Seth Rollins cash in, do that feud over the title going into the fall, which I do not want to see. I mean, Cena and Rollins would have a good feud, but I think it's way, way too early to take the title off of Brock Lesnar.
It's way too early for Lesnar, but the only way I could see that is like if you just like you got to really pony up some big money for me to keep coming back.
Exactly. I think he can't leave. I mean, if he leaves after WrestleMania, I think the thing is that after he finally loses, what left is there for him to do?
Nothing.
So he can't come back. If he loses his matchup, he's not going to come back. He shouldn't come back. So, and then he won't work WrestleMania, so it won't make sense. So he needs to win here. Hopefully WWE knows that.
The only way they'd let him leave now if he was fighting Rock or someone.
Yeah, WrestleMania. And that match should not be over the title. If it had to happen, it should not happen over the title. It wouldn't make any sense.
And hopefully it's not Cena again.
What, Cena what?
Cena Lesnar again at WrestleMania.
Oh, God, no. Absolutely no. Give us something new for once. Hopefully it's... I would like to see Cena Daniel Bryan again at WrestleMania, to be honest with you. Rematch from SummerSlam last year. I think
that doesn't even need a title.
That does not need a title. No, do the rematch.
Supposedly he's coming back soon, so...
Yeah, they said they said November. I don't put much stock in that, but...
They said earlier than that. They said that WWE wants him back for Survivor Series, and they said he might be back earlier than that.
I would love to see it, as long as he's back 100%.